What's up, guys? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. We're going to be disassembling and maintenance the button lock version of my Artisan cutlery Revel. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, I think this one will be pretty straightforward. I'm going to test right out the gate here and see. Yeah, all right. So we are disassembling this from the pocket clip side, and it is sitting on full steel liner. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the pocket clip first. We will want to get to the scale cover first to get in there. I believe the rest of these are T8. They are. Love to see it. Everything that I use linked down in the description. When you use those links, it helps the channel, and that is how this channel is able to keep going. So thank you for those that do choose to use to support the channel. I appreciate it greatly. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. All right, let's see here. We got these screws out. This one's getting caught on the FRN. I did say that this is FRN in the G10 in the unboxing video, but it's actually FRN. I did correct in time for the actual review of this, and we're now taking the scale apart. So this is why I like to disassemble from this side. I wish the standoff would have stayed on the other side. This thing is in here though. Did they glue this in here? There we go. Yeah, that's in there. Tight, 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 tight. I like the stop pin and everything to stay on that side. As I was saying, I do like to disassemble these. It is definitely a tighter fit on the, there we go. There we go. I just flipped it over to get it to stay. I like to disassemble it from the pocket clip side because I am able to more easily control this spring. The spring is dialed and tuned perfectly, so I'm not going to worry too much about that spring. We're going to leave that be. We'll go ahead now and remove the actual scale itself and move, the liner. The scale is already over here. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing here. We're going to transfer over the stop pin, and we're going to slide up at the same time. We're going to slide up the button and the blade. I'm going to reinstall this stop pin over here. That way everything is on that side and I don't have to worry about it moving. These look like 5mm 3/16 ball, but instead of assuming, let me measure it for you. I only put skiffs on kind of premium knives. Honestly, these caged bearings that are coming from the factory on these are really good, and I don't find a reason to remove these, if I'm honest with you. Man, this sucker is in there. Let's just fix that. There we go. Suction cupped on there, I tell you. We are suction cupped on here. Let's see if spinning it around helps any. It does not. There we go. Lots of lube on there, Artisan. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. I don't think you need quite so much lube. We're going to dry that off, and we'll put a smaller amount of lube on there. But 5mm pivot and 3/64 ball. Yep. So 5mm 3/64 if you want to skiff your Artisan Revel. I do believe there's a button lock version out there with S90V that's a little bit more affordable than the premium version that originally debuted, which was the titanium frame lock with S90V. This one is the most affordable with FRN scales, steel liners, and RPM 9 blade steel. And the two button lock versions, honestly, are my favorite. I did not like the frame lock version only because my large hands make it difficult for me to actuate the actual lock bar on that one. So it was a little bit of a pain for me to disengage it, which is why I didn't keep it. I have absolutely been loving the Artisan Revel button locks. They are fantastic. Again, everything I used linked in the description below. Basically, I just do like a thin layer of lube on everything. I just kind of spread it with my fingers. My fingers hold the lube well enough. I don't feel like I ever need to do anything differently. The captive pivot on this one goes all the way through and it faces rearward. Ooh, this scale is trying to pop out. Come on now. Oh, that's my fault. I didn't have it lined up. It looked back to me, but it wasn't. All right, same thing here. Just going to put a drop on the finger. And then I am going to do a small amount of lube and try to get as much of it as I can off on the fingers. Those are rolling nicely. So I love to see that. And we will put a little bit on this side as well. We don't need quite as much. Another reason I don't like having so much lube is because it will go down into the lock. And with these, lube on the actual plunge lock equates to button stick. It will stick. It'll be grabbing onto everything around it, grabbing onto the dirt around it, as you can see here, and that'll create stick. These I have found it's better to let them run completely dry and not let anything get on the actual plunge lock itself, which is why I do such minimal lube on these themselves. So let me make sure that this doesn't have any lube in the pocket. It looks dry to me, should be good. And the FRN on these are pretty strong, feel pretty durable. It doesn't feel chintzy like it does on my bug out, or my bug out felt when I was rocking FRN scales on it. I have the Applied Weapon Tech aluminum scales now, so that is not an issue for me. All right. Flip hands. I don't normally like to have the blade open facing me, but just for get back on there. Just for the reassembly of this, I am going to make sure the button falls into the hole. There we go. Not through. Into, dude. Into. There you go. There you go. It's sitting off a little bit, but that's not a big deal. We'll go ahead, reinstall the liner. There we go. Throw on the spring. And then we're going to grab our pivot, which does have a little bit of thread locker on it. Don't know that it necessarily needs it with the FRN. Let me clean it. And actually, was that just dirt? I don't think it had any. I don't think it had any, but we're going to throw some on just in case. Because I don't want to come back here in a few days and find that it's backing out on me and want to carry it that day and then find out that, oh gosh, I'm going to have to let it sit for a couple of days. Do it this way. I always want to use the screw head, but I have learned over time a little bit better. Ooh, that's too much, JD. That is a little too much, JD. All right, take that excess of that off. I'm just trying to work some of it in between the threads so that I know it's coating on there, and then usually these kind of line up pretty easily. Yeah. I was like, let me just make sure that it's on there. All right. I know you can't see. I'm sorry, guys. Once I get it down to where I know the spring's not going to come out. There we go. You can kind of see it's sandwiched in there. You can test it really quick and see that it is working. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the screws on here. And then we will put the pocket clip on last. Don't over tighten the FRN one because you will cause it to crack. Once it's tight, you don't need to do anything else. Ooh, that feels really tight, JD. Is that? We are centered. feel like I got rid of some of the lock stick on there too. All right, pocket clip on here. The nice thing about these versions of the Revel, you could potentially just throw like a milled titanium pocket clip. I believe Artisan carries one of their own. I'm trying to take care with these because these are screwing into the liner, which is a little thin, so I want to make sure I'm not cross threading or over tightening. 2 screws holding that in place is going to do the job just fine. And wow, no play, no lock rock, grab but no stick. Like the button's grabbing as you push it, which means probably just needs to break in a little bit more of that coating, but dang. Nice, easy, clean disassembly for that Artisan Revel, guys. I hope this one helped you. If it did, a like would be appreciated. Using those links, as I mentioned earlier, helps the channel. If you want to help me with the algorithm, a comment will also help in that regard. Special shout out and thanks to my channel members out there. Your extra layer of support really goes a long way in helping this channel continue on. I am out of here. I'll catch you all on the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Love you guys. Catch you next time. Peace.